Rev up your engines!
Well, Toyota lack of quality showing up again. Toyota just recalled 42,000 Toyota Cross hybrids because they might lose their power brake function while you're cornering. Oh, great. You're cornering, hit the brakes. Whoa, the brakes are too hard. Now, this is 2023, 2024 Toyota Corolla Cross hybrid. When you're cornering, it might apply too low pressure as you corner. These are the hybrids. And remember, the hybrids have regenerative braking too, so it's regenerative electricity while you're turning and braking. But in this case, while you're turning, and don't give enough pressure to the brakes, so you won't have power brakes anymore, and you won't be able to stop fast enough when you're cornering, which is when you often need to stop. It just shows, unfortunately, even the vaunted Toyota Corollas are having problems with the way Toyota's building them and the technology that they're throwing into them. Toyota estimates that 100% of these vehicles have the software issue that does that. So every single one they think has it, and they're going to have to do the software over. And let's say you're worried, you got one, and you wonder, is yours included? Because they only go by certain numbers. They're very particular about it, right? You call 800-331-4331, and they can tell you it's yours included with the VIN number, and where you go and have the software upgraded. But it just goes to show you, they're not making them like they used to. Not perfected, and they're selling it to us. Hey, that's why I'm driving an 07 Matrix. It doesn't even have anti-lock brakes. It wasn't law in Canada at the time when it was built, and it was made in Cambridge, Ontario, so it doesn't even have ABS, and that's fine by me. I know how to drive it. I don't have to worry about some stupid computer system not working right and getting in a wreck. Well, the computer software is kind of screwed up. No, it's me driving the car with my feet and eyes and hands. Well, Ford's at it again, leading the world in recalls. They now have 40,000 recalls for electric windows that they're supposed to stop if you have your arm out the window and somebody pulls it up so it doesn't crush your arms, called auto reverse. Well, guess what? The auto reverse is not reversing. They can trap people's arms and crush them, right? Now, luckily, these are only in the Ford Transits. They didn't sell all that many of them, hence there's only a 40,000 recall, and that's worldwide, not just in the United States, but it pretty much goes to show. They stick the stupid technology in that doesn't work correctly, and then wham, it's just like Ford saying that they're getting rid of their self-parking thing in a lot of their cars. Well, let me tell you, I've tried it out. Customers of mine have tried it out, and they said it doesn't work with crap anyway, so what's the point of paying money for something that doesn't work that well? In this case, it's a safety feature to keep your arm from getting crushed, and it's not working right. The anti-reverse technology is not going anti, it just keeps going up and crushes your arm. And of course, what does Ford say? They assure they will resolve the problem quickly and with the greatest convenience for users. Oh, Ford, boy, they got problems. They really need a new CEO. Their CEO is leading them in the wrong direction. They keep having more and more recalls, right? Yet he's still there. Kind of makes you wonder. They should have a vote of no confidence or something, whatever they do. Get somebody else to give it a try, because it's not working out all that well. Their ad a few years ago was Ford, quality is job one. Yeah, job one. Well, they're failing at job one then, right? What about all the other jobs? Well, according to many experts, and I kind of believe what they got to say, 1 year after the UAW strike in Michigan for the auto workers, now they're worse off than they were in the first place. Michigan since then has actually lost auto jobs where other states have actually gained auto jobs. Of course, Sean Fain, the president of UAW, said, oh, it's a big win for the workers. And then what happens a year later? They're losing their jobs. A business is either going to succeed or fail if people buy the products and they make them at a price that's good so people continue to buy them. And the car business is very competitive. You got a lot of choices. And of course, a lot of this has to do with Stellantis, right? They're more or less saying, oh yeah, you want us to pay the workers more? We'll just shut the factories down, lay off, which is what they're starting to do. For one example, Chrysler only makes 2 vehicles, little minivans. That's it. That's all they make. And how long are they going to make them? Probably not all that much longer. So what are the auto manufacturers doing after they said you got to pay them more? Here's what they've done in Michigan. They've cut jobs. They've moved jobs out of Michigan. They canceled production, and they scaled back future plans such as, we're going to build all these electric cars, and here again, the economy says, no, people don't want to buy these electric cars, so they're scaling back their plans to build them. They're not that stupid. I mean, corporations may be dead from the neck up, but there's still some that have to sell things and make things that people want to buy, and they're saying, look, hold your horses on building these future electric cars. Nobody's buying the stupid things. And this is also being followed up by an investigation of the union by the federal government. And this is after their massive corruption scandal that saw 11 convictions of UAW leaders. And if you didn't know it, it's kind of interesting. 1/4 of the UAW's membership isn't working in auto factories. They're in higher education. They're getting degrees. You might think you're going to win by saying, we're going to get paid more. It's going to, but if people don't buy the products, everything's off the table, even in Germany. Volkswagen had deals with the German workers, said, we're never going to lay anybody off, and they're starting to lay people up because they're not selling their Volkswagens. And they put too much money into electric vehicles that now in Germany, the people aren't buying anymore. They're having a problem selling the electric cars even in Germany. The German companies are now saying, hey, stop telling us that we can only make electric cars by 2035. This isn't going to happen because people don't want to buy the things. And thinking that, oh, I got a victory. My workers are being paid more. Well, if nobody's buying the products, there's not going to be any workers because the factories are all going to shut down. And forcing people to buy something that they don't want to buy, as long as people still have a choice. This isn't communist China where they can force everybody to buy electric cars, where electric car adoption is faster than anywhere in the world. They make their own, they buy their own, right? We don't live in a communist country. We still have a reasonable amount of choice. And most people are choosing not to buy electric cars. And it'll trickle down the whole auto industry because they put billions into it. They're losing tens of thousands of dollars for every electric car that they build. Why would it make sense to keep building? It just doesn't. Well, sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. I just found out that Neil Young's electric car that he had built ended up burning up a warehouse in California and destroying all kinds of stuff. He had a 59 Lincoln Continental that he turned into an electric car. He spent a whole bunch of money, too. But in 2010, the Link Volt, that he called it, was left unattended charge. It started on fire, and it burnt this big warehouse that it was stored in and did over $1 million in damage. The fire spread from the car to the warehouse, which had Young's memorabilia, including vintage guitar, paintings, and other items. Now, the firefighters did their job. They said they saved 70% what was there, so they did their job. But here we have electric cars starting fires, right? I mean, the guy spent a whole bunch of money. Everything's like $500,000 or something, doing the car over to make an electric car to save the world, right? Well, it ended up burning a whole warehouse and doing $1 million in damage. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, I just found out about it. I didn't know about it. And I talked about, well, he spent all this money buying this electric car. And one of your viewers sent an email, and he said, hey, Scotty, you know the rest of the story? He says, it burnt us down. I thought, gee, I wonder if that's real. So I looked it up, and sure enough, it's real. So much for electric cars. And, you know, you don't see much of this in the media. Everyone's like, oh, look, he had an electric car. Isn't that cool? All the electric car people. Oh, he had an electric car. Then they don't tell you the end of the story. And it burnt down and was recharging and it did $1 million damage. I don't think I want one parked in my garage anytime soon. Well, I can't stand reading these fake green ads, right? Now, this one is about rooftop solar. They say, oh, it's great, it's phenomenal. And here's the headline. The headline says, switching to solar could save you $33,000. Immediate savings right off the bat. Okay, there's the headline. You think, wow, you're saving $33,000 immediately. Then I start reading the article. Here's what the article says. Forbes reported that homeowners who opt for solar could save up to $33,000 over the lifetime of their systems. There's a big difference between saving $33,000 right away, hey, it's in my pocket, versus waiting 20 years to get it. I think there's a big difference, you know? They'll do anything to try to sucker people into buying this stuff. Now, maybe one day, I do have to admit, solar is much better than wind. The higher levels of energy out of solar panels versus the wind things that don't put out that much. You know, the big ones, yeah, they put out energy, but for the cost and how big they are, it's much cheaper to use solar panels, right? It just is. They put out more energy than the windmills per the money that you put in. You take up the space. You need a lot of space for solar panels. I mean, if you put them on your house, you put them on a roof. But of course, then there's always the thing, hey, they're heavy. They're going to destroy your roof. Don't fall for this crap that you people are trying to sell you this stuff. Saying save $33,000 right away, immediately. And then they say, well, no, it's really over a 20-year period. Read the fine print. And then the companies like in California that do the solar panels that go out of business and leave people stranded. If this stuff is so great, why are all these companies that do solar panels going out of business? Because it isn't that great. Maybe the technology will get better. It is better than wind, but wind really stinks. You don't get much out of it. Don't be fooled by these people promising you stuff that never comes to fruition. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.